This is what happens when you are united. Se munye united mun to me nye opposition adwuma say. Because you spend more time fighting fire internally. And then Canada Japan campus say, or China way say, one say we are moto wa baby ya Canada Japan has stopping the supporters ni ase mo biankasa. Bawumia is the official candidate. My money here adwuma. Second the Japan crab benya a dream be say maybe later on in the year benya a dream be so obeko content which I think politically is suicidal. If Canada Japan should ever think say or non kasa as independent a political suicide no you know. And to more in China mututugu ken assume and uncle independent no. More manako commit political suicide. But I think Canada Japan being the experienced politician he is, I think he will not listen to that and he should.
Adolfo Vimlady Afia Pokua ababedi nkomo bi e de fa Kennedy Japan ho echechem se Kennedy Japan me mani nye mistake ni so person ko independent on rally behind Dr. Bawumia and yes aso ye mistake no ka so be ko independent na say any political career ebewu because we hu per record amanfo mo ate omo so mo ko independent omo ko bia na omo campaign system na ba be ye basa. Now the forwarding nsɛm Vimlady Afia Pokua kana neso ono ochira ye futuo no ode ma Kennedy Japan and I think say Kennedy Japan ono be decide so person ko independent and as one person be ko independent but Vimlady Afia Pokua aba be kasa a ochichem say it will be best for Kennedy. Now I don't know say ohrenra Kennedy say den out of war yentie enkomo Vimlady Afia Pokua di betu dwa na se woni ni ye adwen so a feel free so be kire wadwen e wo comment ni mu
main opposition partner some person push your adwuma e de be share e friends media for amo nkasa and na media for na the neutral voices and I'm always telling them samasa enye adwuma ne say ye be kan mamu we opposition party amasa no why you adwuma to say opposition party do your work. Any media for Nejuma say Rebecca Sama wo as an opposition party. Our job is to make sure say abanyo opposition everybody is put on their toes. But media nakasa your main job no is to entertain, inform and educate. But more importantly is to inform. What you say inform and educate. And the opposition who to mean jaw Juma so opposition first the media for them. And I like what they are doing now. So now they are seeing that themselves say a Juma nini. And you see, but it also begs of a question because even MPP for now, or more criticizing and buying about cocoa prices, ni cocoa I think that the MPP is also not being charitable because you see, the worst performance of cocoa and the efforts of the public, it happened at the MPP. More MPP cocoa production. It's granted say, me, I'm not supporting what NDC is doing so on and their problem. But this is what happens when we do unnecessary politicking. Unnecessary politics with cocoa sector. Cocoa sector and sector was a dear politics. Cry at all. But this is what happens when we do politics with cocoa. Yeah, the cocoa air politics, although cocoa has been the sector, assume Ghana, feeding Ghana, supporting Ghana from education, infrastructure, to supporting Ghana's budget. Cocoa has been the the cocoa na syndicated loan. But we have not been truthful to cocoa. We President Kufo, any Professor Mills time no free one man, but largely President Kufo, cocoa over 1 million metric tons. Of course, now Dubai, sign about 1 million. That is 2017, 2018. But no. And a cocoa drop here, cause MPP free power. And the MPP for a cocoa say, Omode fire a buying tria, of course, say, cocoa kuafanu nrujom. Because without these people like assembly, MPP for omuma, cocoa kuafanu voice. Although they are playing politics with it, but they have given an amplification to the cocoa farmers by untria. Because yes, say MPP for Nankasampo on their own. And Omuko making statement on floor of parliament is likely say majority for Nbabe politics. So I like what they are doing. This is what opposition has to do. And this is what advisor last time my MPP for said. This is what happens when you are united. Say munye united mun to me nye opposition you must say. Because you spend more time fighting fire internally. And then Canada Japan campus say, or China way say, one say we are moto a baby ya Canada Japan has stopping the supporters ni ase mo biankasa. Bawumia is the official candidate. My money here, Juma. Second, the Japan crab benya a dream be say maybe later on in the year benya a dream so about content crow, which I think politically is suicidal. If Canada Japan should ever think say or non kasa as independent a political suicide no or you know. And to more in China mututu can assume and uncle independent no. More manako committee political suicide. But I think Canada Japan being the experienced politician he is, I think he will not listen to that, and he should not. He should not listen to that advice. A political suicide. And I'm a person. Yeah, look at the history of Ghana presidential level. Any parliamentary level, the people have been bold enough to go to independent, and they won. But in terms of presidential, nipado do say na ako independent o ma winning. Nipado do say na ako independent. Mamu fasa apono meto Canada Japan tirim. Let him stay inside and peace in. So our agenda be obey against MPP on criticizing with him. No fight up, no more shapey party, no na party ni maya right now. You see, and that is what I'm saying, say. MPP for not the last 2 weeks or the last 3 weeks, but catch and say, yeah, one cophobia politics, mommy a political teletabi, so me and kola, omu experience, omu knowledge. Those are the people that say biaba the first thing they do, no muka kodi at them. They are political teletabi, someone saying maybe a sebi MPP. It is our own person obey political teletabis. Then you're not party now, you need to learn the history of the party. Now, Anima, you know how can you help in shaping the future of the party? And I know Canada Japan being the kind of person he is. Because maybe I know when Canada Japan became Obey MP in President Kufuor's time. And I know the first time I've come back watching Canada Japan by radio, so make us on Kasa or a businessman on the unpaid politics. I remember. So Canada Japan the minimum. You see? And that is why I begin in that Canada Japan no. Now fire and for no did attempt here and there no some of us no back in the day from Adomponi to no for say Masajai never affected. But that time you know need presidential ambition be John oh same way. Oh say ye yen same money enko. Today look. Some of those things now by children. Although now clearly you can see the Canada Japan no is a different Canada Japan. But you see politics now it is adverts now yeah oh to na ya ton. The question is whether what you are selling, somebody is going to buy it for what you are presenting it as is. It is how person who turn who say there, we will be a cleaner. The question is whether nipa na person who turn no, beto that you are cleaner na, and they will not trust you. And some of the things that Canada Japan can in the past na chiche. But granted, I know he was very bold and very positive. Say or can't say. Obia oye no can no vote. I think that was a very pronounced, that was a very, you know, like a very, not just interesting, it was a very bold and positive statement that Canada Japan here and they said no more bianye no can no vote. Bawumia and they will no modeneko. It's a be change it down the line in part. For me, you know, that posture no and it was good. And that is why last time I make us say Bawumia so should extend the hand because him so be him say Bawumia there. From day one, he's always a positive person. And from day one, Bawumia chess or a unifier. From day one, Bawumia chess or no supporting insults. But you see, Crawford go Bawumia no mudidi attempt against their contenders. And I was say Bawumia no mukasa because you see, sometimes and yet they obey you. Yeah, law mukre will be a friendly agency. What you say? And I say, betting me a charge will be with a cast a site will be for vicarious liability. We need pay betting me that subayedi. And your silence would why you can be construed. And remuno, you betting me a funny say, so why ye di, now why ye Shanghai, now I shany panic, just I dare not support it. And you be kakana that number, I'm here to say what him legal wise no. Because at CNBC, now they are against your interests legally. Pecuniary interest, what I say, whatever interest, I was say when who taking steps, sir, would be siano. What I say, so that the law of equity will support you, say no idea way, achia, and idea na achia because they are against your interest until see ya now to one amount. But so what in the case of Bawumia, all those around him, Momoto Abawi, ya wa Bawumia see unity. Me I mean who video a year first sticker, crack or hage, Bawumia, and it was so beautiful. Look at Bawumia. Said the hage stick or hage no crack twice. On one Bawumia no crack hage stick twice. And Kobi Bakasa anka stick up they were fire Bawumia kwakodri. And so Bawumia hugged him. That shows you the man Bawumia who he is. He is a peace-loving person. He's somebody who supported Papa, unsupported Bonnie. But in so doing, no, Obian so or see or didn't want that Bawumia. I also ye opposite to sa Bawumia image. No, Bawumia must fish that person out. But political teletubbies no. Political teletubbies no munche or politics mono. And your age in American, a experience in politics. Somebody like me who has covered politics for over 20 years. And that is no joke. And that is no bluffery. That is no a friend saying puffery. I am saying it, I'm just being demure, but I'm also being truthful. And also being accurate. Say, I've covered politics since 2001. The first election, President Kufuor election, first one. I was part of the election reporter. Although now I was a student, I was part of it. If you were somebody like me, I'm a tip politics as a minimum, say, maybe one man. It was so young in there. A binary Canada Japan, Senko, who knows that time, no 2003 Canada Japan, but boot you may see up here at Adum FM studios. Sometimes I need that fight. Oh, I mean, one multimedia Adum FM. Tema, yani Canada Japan, you know, get tema. Maybe to come to 12 Canada Japan, so to come to 12 or just a few meters away from me. Now, Canada Japan, and Satan, he was right in a buffon. He was not right or turn in Sabo to be Siapia. NDC MP for selling. No, yeah, NDC MP for selling. There be our bus studio na Canada Japan and money can you so obese, me say. Me dancing in the corner quite away free me. And perhaps or more your production assistant students are no more buying. But I do my family still there. Yeah, workers near yeah, they are all alive and well. I want to pen away free me. I go find it crazy. Na Canada Japan be any boot no you scammer to me siapia. To me siapia the moto and a beduma. That was how terrible it was. NDC free power after Rawlinson in 2000 no. None who children on the moto. Ya tro moto no who no fears. And only Canada Japan ye program me kwamna kwachi na ye host me na me produce kwamna kwachi. But I was his production assistant mom there. Yes, my boss ne kwamna kwachi forever my boss always will be my boss on there. Me boni dia no maso kwamna kwachi. Oye nipa say. And Canada Japan ni obia or money sikano. Na chumesia pia ni Canada Japan nya banter on air NDC ni MP.
In that of was a OTN common send ya kwa Vimlady Afia Pokua ba bedin komo and nin samo kanina no is nothing but a ye no kre ena oka. Obia obe decide so ko independent tin hu bia no kwa yen sheda hu so. Okwa yen sheda hu so. And do you think the same thing can happen with Kennedy Japan? Obia ni niti mimi hu ni say ye tre. Obia ni niti say MPs to me kokoko winia. Are they into being to maintain Honka or Babejina independent? Definitely things will work out. I sana mimi huno, but out of all who is saying, Mami who I didn't show comments anymore. And Vimlady Afia Pokua and a trick no they buy, and I really understand it. Loki is a Kennedy part anymore. He will still have the massive people following him. And I think say I do as will be in your opinion. According to Vimlady Afia Pokua and some of the betu jano, ebi mu ne say onhwehwa Kennedy, ebi mu so hu ne say ya normal, the okane ya no kre. Mami who was wondering show comments ni mu. Who subscribe ya. May just subscribe like it. Na share wadring e comment ni mu fa mai.